Hey everybody, I decided I would shoot a little travel vlog this time. I am off to another conference in order to talk about fitness for the blind and visually impaired. This one is up in Naperville, Illinois for the Illinois AER conference, and I'm be talking about different barriers there are and ways that us as blind people can overcome them. So I am here at the train station, just got dropped off by my brother, and going to be doing a little bit of a travel vlog in order to show what it's like traveling independently as a blind person. So for boarding school, way back in high school, I was used to taking this train route actually because I would have to do that and then a Metro in order to get back to my boarding school from my hometown. So I have always liked Amtrak, and have noticed that when I gained my disability, the conductors have been absolutely fantastic. So Amtrak is a really good way to go. I know that we don't always think about trains necessarily as a great way to travel as a blind person, but I know that I've had a really good experience, super accessible, and is getting even better with the design of the trains now, as well as the understanding of the conductors and those helping you out. So I've also heard about different people, like I met a lady who is a blind law student at like 70 years old in Columbia, who actually takes the train system in order to get into the city and everything. So it is actually a pretty accessible way to do things. You just have to learn how to figure this out as well. And I definitely really enjoy it because, especially nowadays, the train is way smoother. You're able to just sit there, listen to a podcast, and hang out. Made it on the train as usual. They're very accommodating, and I got lucky and landed in the really loud. Stayed over at a buddy's house, and now at the hotel/conference center, able to get set up for everything. So I just make sure to get into the room early, and my time slot changed something, so I'm a couple hours later, so that works out well to be able to be over prepared. So I just tend to scout out the space that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to have people up and moving a little bit, so already testing out the chairs and making sure it's really good for chair squats and everything, and ensuring that everybody's going to be able to spread out a little bit as we do some of our different exercises. So I'm excited to listen to some different speakers and then be able to do my own. Second setting up, getting technology and everything all set up in my room, and getting the jitters out. I always listen to Lord of the Rings shower music before I tend to do presentations these days. Helps me calm down and get in that mode to just speak calmly and do what I'm meant to do. So here it goes.
What's going to happen is our body is going to start inhibiting things. Like if you are going to go and just sprint on ice, how fast will you go? Right?
On your face quickly.
Yes. Either things will go poorly or your brain will slow you down. Right? You can't just straight up sprint on ice. So our body is the same way with the visual impairment a lot of times, especially when balance is involved. So what we can do is we can pair safety and efficacy. We're not just going for a hardcore lunge, having 50s in our hands and just getting after it. Instead, what we can do is we can load it appropriately, but also use a handhold in order to find a little bit of balance. What that does is it reassures the brain, which then is going to tell our nervous system, hey, you can let the muscles do what they want, but I guess we're in safe enough little place. We're not trying to lunge on ice here. So then you're able to have much better balance. And even me just demonstrating this, night and day, you can have that little bit of help and just being out in the open. Okay? So that helps a ton. And there's several different variations we can use for this, but this will allow even very elderly people to be able to start lunging again. If you think about an old person starting to fall and having to catch themselves, that's just that lunge position. So you have to get comfortable with it. So pairing safety and efficacy at the same time without babying our population is actually a way to better results.
Back out here at the Naperville train station and waiting on the Amtrak to get on back. Had a heck of a conference and looking forward to decompressing, getting some sleep, a little bit more food in me, and hopefully be able to get a little barn workout in tonight as well. Home sweet home, back here on the farm, out in the barn, because I had to get all my work stuff back in so we can get back after it tomorrow. Had an absolutely wonderful conference. The talk went pretty decent. I wasn't really happy with my flow. I mixed some stuff up and added some different slides than what I'm used to. So it might take a couple tries in order to get that to where I'm super comfortable presenting that way and being able to make sure I'm good and engaging and making sure that everybody has a good time. I find that if we get people moving, they tend to learn a lot better. I know I'm definitely that way. And then nice, safe trip back home. So pretty much sums it up. some of the main takeaways that I got from this conference were there's a lot of really wonderful people working here in my home state of Illinois in order to help out other blind people, which is absolutely fantastic. So a lot of people with a lot of really good hearts who were very accommodating for me throughout the day and said some very, very nice things. Another lesson was to really push yourself. I did not sleep very well whatsoever. I don't do very well in a new bed the first night. So I was pretty exhausted throughout the day, but really pushed myself to go around to all the different vendors, be able to talk to them, and I actually wound up meeting some people who were neighbors with my math teacher in high school, and get to say hi to her from me, as well as be able to build some further relationships, and even further relationships that I didn't even expect to. There's a lady there who is from Second Sense, and we were able to reconnect and actually meet in person for the first time ever after several phone calls and me doing a seminar for her organization. But now we finally got to meet. So pushing myself socially instead of just sitting off in the corner, wound up with a lot of really good new connections, being able to brainstorm with some really wonderful people who really, really give a darn, and being able to hopefully be able to work together down the road. So we are, again, like I said, out in the barn, and I already took my pre-workout, even though it's like 9:30, 10 right now, and I'm going to go out and get a little bit of lifting in, because you can't miss 2 days in a row, and it never Last one before I sign off. It's actually a pretty warm night here in the barn gym, so I don't have to even turn on the space heater. Gonna hit some overhead presses, and then some working up to heavy on that, and then some hypertrophy stuff for the chest, shoulders, and triceps. So see y'all on the other side and in our next video.